soccer ball surprise bit we've been trying since in December of 2019, and we've had so many close calls. And finally, we had one hit. But when I pushed the ball through, my hand blocked Dimitri's shot of the impact exploding the coffee all over Aaron. So we've been trying for over a year. And I'm bound and determined to get it in the final 2 days of shooting.
We've been trying for a year.
Oh my God.
Yeah, that rang my bell.
So happy.
A whole year. I took a huge shit in there too. Oh, wow.
Hello everyone and welcome to a very special episode of Ranked and Reviewed. I am your host, Tomye West, and joining me as always is my co-host, Alannis Maximus. So, how you going, bro?
I am going good. I am glad it is Friday. And yeah, I'm just glad it's Friday.
That's the way to go, man. That's the way to go. So, if you're joining us, this is our review for Jackass 4.5. Now, this movie just dropped literally at 5 o'clock p.m. our time today, Friday, the 20th of May. And that it is now 8 o'clock in Australia. So we watched the movie as soon as it dropped, and we're here to give you the earliest impressions that we have of it as possible. Now, before we get into that, make sure you like, subscribe, and you share. That would help us a lot, and our traffic is going really well, and we appreciate all of you. Now, because of everything that's going on, and because this is something we want to get out really quick, we're not going to waste any more time. We're going to get into our review of Jackass 4.5. As like every other review that we do, we're going to begin with our overview, and that is that Jackass 4.5 with a runtime of 1 hour and 30 minutes. I think it was a little bit longer than that, but I think this is rough, very rough overview as it is such a new movie. It's come out today, obviously. It is directed by Jeff Tremaine. It says writers Jason Wee-Manacuna, Derek Beckles, JP Blockman. So, yeah, as I said, rough overview because it's very new, and we'll get into it in a minute. Why I'm so confused with this sort of the advertisement for this movie. But before we do that, let's get into our thoughts. Alan, you start.
I don't know how many of the 0.5 movies I've seen now I think about it. I know I've seen at least 1.5 and I think 2.5. I don't recall them being so documentary-like, but I also really like that. I think it gave, as an overall, I think it gave a lot more passover and also more getting to know you with the newer people. Which I think is an aspect that I really dug. I think that's one of my big things about that. I'm like, I know more about these people now. They've been introduced to me, and I'm up to speed, and I'm like, yeah, I know where they came from, I know who they are, and they feel more like part of the crew.
Definitely. And what did you think about sort of like the presentation? What did you think about how you would compare it to the actual movie itself, like for Forever, and what were some of your favorite parts and what were some of your least favorite parts?
A lot of it felt. First of all, actually, I'm a little surprised that we didn't see any more Bam in the background. I didn't pick any myself.
I think there might have been. I think you might have seen him again on the credits when they showed a little bit of someone running on the big treadmill thing that they did. But it was like it may have been him, but I tried to see, but it was a very quick shot, so I didn't get a good look.
Yeah, it's a lot of it felt like Be Real, but some of it also felt like, why did you cut that out? Because it was pretty good. Like it yeah. And also, I think some of it also felt like it was on there because it would have raised the ratings up because there would have been too many penises on screen for it not to be like R-rated or something.
That's what actually interested me was when I was waiting for this to drop and you typed in Jackass 4.5 or Jackass on Netflix and you clicked over to it and clicked into the thing and it would say coming this Friday. I noticed instantly that the rating of this was R18+, which makes this a little bit of trivia early on. The first Jackass movie in history to get an R rating in Australia. But I think that was because it's being put on a streaming service and there's R-rated movies all day on that thing and it's not going to hit the bottom dollar of the Jackass people. Like Paramount Pictures would have wanted an R rating in America, which is the equivalent to an MA 15+ for us. And they would have been pushing for that because NC-17 is a big like no-go zone usually because it's going to turn people away and make the box office results a lot less pleasing. So
NC-17, that's more like our R rating.
Yes.
Yeah.
I worked it out the other day. I was like, I finally get it. So their R rating is like an MA for us.
I like how it's just universal for porn though. X.
Yeah.
X means porn.
Hey, but you know what? If you type in, say, head job X, yes, things will come up, but you put the double X after that and make it a triple X, your results are all there, baby. It's very weird. The X, you need to make it triple X. And you know what I love is anyone that's going to look up Vin Diesel's movie Triple X, I'm sure they get a lot of interesting Google results.
And sometimes Ice Cube.
Yeah. Iced tea. I don't know. So yeah, I'm going to give a sort of rundown of what I thought of this, which is that I found the first 45 minutes, let's say, pretty uninteresting. I found it sort of the stuff that you'd equivalent, like I'd match it to Jackass 1 material and TV series Jackass. I wouldn't really say the stuff in the first. There was a few things here and there, but the first half I felt like it was very, like, you know, we started off with the test shoot footage, which was like the first 2 days, and that went for way too long. There was too much used in this. And I also think that I think the moment where it started getting really good was from like around the area where they're like doing filling the condom up with the storage, showing behind the scenes of the opening scene, which I really found interesting more than funny. And I also really liked, you know, the blindfolded race that they did. I really dug the ending with Dark Shark. So there was like really good moments in it towards the end and sort of halfway through. But I thought the first half was really like, it almost felt like, yeah, I get why this wasn't in it. You know what I mean? Like, it wasn't that funny and it also wasn't that dangerous. And it was also like, we've seen this before. You know what I mean? So I don't know. What do you think about that perception on it?
I agree. As I said, a lot of it felt like the off takes. There's only a select handful that felt like it was had the budget behind it, and also the last behind it was like it felt like it would have been in the movie.
Yep.
And anything else that kind of felt like it would have been in the movie but wasn't was purely just because there was like more flattened or not flattened penis.
Well, I would say that one of the best bits in it was when they dropped the bricks tied to their dicks.
Yeah, man. I mean, I would not do that. If someone said, tie a brick to your dick, no matter how much money you're giving me, I'm like, you mean this could rip my dick off?
Dave England looked like, dude, did you hear him screaming, my dick is destroyed?
Yeah, I would flat out go, you can ban me, Jeremy. I am not doing this. Like, I am not.
I'd say that was like one of the stunts that I thought should have probably made it into the movie. One of the most, like, I was like, that was full on. And I also thought that the Dark Shark bit with the plane, I get it why they didn't put it in, but I get it. But also, like, the bit
that scene, as well as how close it was that Knoxville could have died because his back was coming off, like, down to his elbows, and you saw it, and it's like that was kind of on a dime. That if he let it slip further.
I was thinking to myself, though, who hires an airplane and all that work, the pilot, the camera crew, all this shit going up, the skydiving, all that, convincing Dark Shark to do it? I'm sure he didn't do it for free. I bet you he got offered some money to do that because of how frightened he was, and that persuaded him. But who does that and then goes, but it's not making the movie?
That's it.
That's an expensive stunt to go, it didn't make the cut.
I reckon. It's but that plane though, that was the weirdest looking plane I've ever seen. Like, I haven't looked into skydiving planes, but it looked like it was made out of cardboard. I'm like,
it also like it literally looked like a cargo plane for like army and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Well, at least on the inside and shit anyway. But I also, I'm trying to think of other bits that I really enjoyed. I liked there was a few bits I really liked. I liked a lot more of the as you said, the new cast being featured a lot more in this, even more than the movie itself. Like, Rachel Wolfson got a lot more screen time in this than she got in Jackass Forever, along with Jasper, and I'd even say Eric Manuka probably got a lot more screen time too. I'd say Zach Holmes and Poopies got a similar amount of footage to what they did get in the original cut as well, of the original movie, sorry. So I'd say that, like, Poopies and Zach Holmes, kind of, it's equal on both sides of the spectrum, but I'd say the others definitely got more in this than they did in Jackass. Would you agree?
Definitely. But I think, and it was one of the cutaway scenes, but it was one of my favorite scenes of the whole 4.5, was Poopies on the ladder with a sledgehammer. It was just, I'm Poopies, and I'm going to show me.
Yeah.
That was just great.
Yeah, that was great.
That was one of my favorite moments.
Yeah, that was really good. I really love Chris Pontius as well in this.
Yes.
Like, Chris
He's
Pontius
aged exceptionally well as well. Like,
I'm
like, he must be younger. He must be a fair bit younger. 47.
Yeah. I really like the ending scene as well, where the producer, Spike Jonze, and Jeff Tremaine beat up each other.
Yeah. Yes.
I really like Jeff Tremaine anyway as director. Like, he just seems like a very likable guy. You know what I mean? He almost seems like you know he's behind the camera a lot of the time, even though he's in every movie a little bit. He's behind the camera, and even though he's only mainly behind the camera 90% of the time, you almost feel like he's a part of the crew. You know what I mean? Which is what I like. Yeah. He's like he's a friend, a crew member, and he's not off limits for being fucked with. You know what I mean? Which is really awesome. Actually, that's another point I really liked. I liked seeing. Is it Eric Andre? Whatever his name is.
The comedian dude?
Yeah, the black.
Yeah,
dude,
yeah. I think so,
the
yeah.
black guy with the fuzzy hair. Yeah, I really loved hearing him talk more about like his like experience on the set, like being like, I was so excited, it was my first day, and then I walked straight into the toilet and blown up, and then he's like, I love seeing his reaction, like, I fucking knew it, like this, and like I just loved seeing all that. That was really cool. What I will chime you in with is that I don't know if you remember, I tried to link you to stuff that had leaked online that wasn't in the movie.
Yeah,
a lot of what I've seen of those deleted, like the stuff that didn't make it onto the movie, were featured in this movie, but at a smaller scale than what I've seen them at. So I have on my computer 45 minutes of footage that was unused from Jackass 4.5 and Jackass 4.5, even though a lot of it is featured in Jackass 4.5, it'll be like snippets this big compared to like the length of what I've got. So, I mean, there's even more footage out there, of this movie, which is crazy. So one day, maybe me and you could jump on and have a watch party of it or something, man, because there's some cool as and funny as stuff in that. A lot. And little things like the glitter thing where they shoot the glitter at them while they've got the VR thing on. Like I got to see the whole, you get to see it every take. I don't know if you saw in the end credits where Danger Aaron goes to spray Johnny Knoxville with a fire hydrant and it's turned around onto him.
Yeah.
That I've got like 2 or 3 things where you see the build up to that, where Johnny Knoxville keeps getting him and then Aaron thinks it's my shot to get him. And hey, Floyd, how you going? What was your thoughts on Jackass 4.5, eh? Hey, Floyd,
hey.
Floyd.
You're being
Floyd.
rude.
Floyd.
There you go.
Floyd, what's going on? There you go, Floydy. Floyd. All right, anyway, back to the review.
Yes.
He's like, nah, fuckers. Fuck yous, I'm busy. So, yeah, like, overall, if you had to put this as actually, we'll get into that later. Is there any, like, parts that you didn't like? Because I've got a few parts that I think that I didn't like, including the opening.
Yeah, the opening was a little As you said, it went too long. It should have gone maybe 15, 20 minutes shorter. Like, yep. The usual old guy skits, they just bore me. Except for when they're at the spa. The spa was good. Like that.
Yeah, I still think it was genius about how he suddenly got on top of the fucking bus stop.
Yes.
Like that's still funny, but like I'm just over that thing altogether. Like the old people thing with Jackass. Like I just don't feel like it's important anymore or fun I think that people would be quite happy if that wasn't in the movie. I don't see anyone going, I just love when they dress up as old people all the time. Like that's no one's favorite bit from the movie, I don't think, Bad Grandpa has its own place. So
yeah,
I just feel like that's cemented somewhere else. And even if it's Jackass Presents Bad Grandpa and stuff, I still don't look at Bad Grandpa as a Jackass movie.
Yeah.
Would you agree?
Definitely.
And it annoys me because certain people that watch our show or, sometimes even like to copy the names of shows will say, no, but fucking.
They might also watch a Jackass movie and be shocked and disappointed that there's dick.
Look, if you're going to go into a Jackass movie and come out and go, there was too much cock in that movie for me, you're in the wrong cinema to.
And you're probably a little bit insecure.
Yeah, because you know what? No one in that room, no one in that group of people is going to be concerned with cock at all. You know what I mean? Like, they have to fucking prop each other's nuts up and stuff for stunts. So, yeah. I don't like saying that. I don't like saying bad things about people, so let's continue going on.
Let's.
So yeah, like, what did you think about seeing that we got to see behind you? Actually, it's going right now. Danger Aaron getting his nuts smashed on another occasion.
I worry about the future for his testicles.
Dude, testicular cancer is a real concern for me.
Yeah, like, I mean, I've not taken a nut shot intention. I don't think I've ever intentionally taken a nut shot.
Not just that, even if I had gotten one not intentionally, it's like once every 6 years, and you're like, oh, that hurts. Can you imagine in 1 year, not just getting it like a little like tap or whatever, which still hurts, but getting bowling ball, puck, softball or whatever, and fucking what do they call it, a pogo stick onto your nuts? Like, surely that's, he's got to go to a doctor, and the doctor's got to check him out, because
he has to be under constant ball surveillance at this point. Because I would be if I did that. If I put my job.
Oh, look behind you, your favorite part.
There you go.
Yeah, I really like the new cast a lot, man. Like, I was really against the idea of the new cast when I first heard about this movie. I was like, no, please, like, don't bring new people into Jackass. That's not what we want. If it's not the old cast, we don't want it, you know? But I feel like they fit in so well, and also they weren't overutilized too much, where you were like, this is just all new people, and the cast of Jackass are barely in it. Actually, the part behind you was the most disgusting part, for sure.
Yes, it's Shishimi.
Yuck, man. Disgusting. For anyone that wants to know, and if they're listeners, they put sushi in the new cast members' folds, let's just say. Zach Holmes, he's a very big fat guy, weighs about 400 pounds. And look, I'm sure he wouldn't mind me calling him a big fat guy, because I'm pretty sure that's the whole point he was hired. But they put sushi in his folds, then wrap him in Glad wrap, and then get him to work out, and then eat the sushi from out underneath the Glad wrap. And it's fucking feral. It's disgusting, man. It's another one of those stunts that I don't like, yeah? Like, I don't like those stunts too much. I don't like when Steve-O's got the fart helmet on. I don't like when they drink Preston Lacey's sweat. Like, I'm all for disgusting things. I'm all for, like, gross out comedy. But that's the stuff where I even go, ew. What's your opinions on that stuff?
I agree. And I also put props to it that Rachel is one of the only ones that doesn't gag after doing it.
Yeah, man. What's with? I'm not trying to say something about looks again, but what is with that top she's wearing there, where you can see the bottom of her tits during it? I was like, that's a weird top. Like,
I was okay with it.
Man, I never said I was not okay with it. I really think she's very attractive, and I was quite okay with that top, but I've never seen anything like it before, that's all. So maybe if there's any girls that tune in and watch us, and they can explain, is that a shirt that's been cut? Is that a new style? Because, man, that's racy, you know? That's like showing more than the ankles back in the day, you know? So, yeah, like, I think we need to kind of discuss now why we think people shouldn't see this movie before they see Forever, if they haven't seen Forever. And I also wanted to talk to you about how we've gotten our answer now as to why this didn't make it to Paramount Plus. Now, first I want to ask you, why do you think that is?
Dicks.
Nope.
No?
This would have been owned by Paramount Plus, who then decided this is just a making of the main movie. This is advertisement for Forever. We are chucking this, and we're selling this to Netflix. Netflix can have it. They're going to buy it. People are going to watch this and see all the references and the makings of parts, and they're going to go, fuck, I want to see this movie now, and
That's
sign
a
up
very
for
good
Paramount
point.
Plus. So that's your answer. That's your answer right there. Because I've been sitting here for months wondering why aren't they putting it just on Paramount Plus? Like, if you can double dip in something, why wouldn't you double dip? But then you realize that 4.5 is a glorified behind the scenes making of the actual movie. Then you realize why Paramount Plus did that. First, they got paid a lump sum for it by Netflix to have the rights to it. Then, now they get money from every subscriber that joins to watch Jackass Forever or buy it because it's available to rent or buy or whatever on Paramount Plus. It's not even available to stream yet. So, you know, they want more money. And that is the answer as to why we didn't get Jackass 4.5 on Paramount Plus. So
that is actually smart marketing and a good spot.
it is. And I was quite impressed with myself for working that out. Quite impressed because I couldn't see why they were doing that. And now I totally see the benefits of what they did. I was like, oh, I get it now. They don't need this movie at all, you know? So now let's maybe tell people why they shouldn't see it, which I'm pretty sure you can work out exactly why just from what I said about Netflix owning this. It is a glorified making of the movie. If you haven't seen the original movie of this, Forever, you are not going to appreciate half the shit you see in this. And you're also going to have a lot of the shit spoiled for you before you get to see Forever. So that's one warning I'd have, which is if you're going to watch this and that movie in any order, doesn't matter how bad you want to watch something from Jackass Forever, or you see Jackass 4.5 on Netflix and how badly you want to watch it. If you haven't seen Jackass Forever, do not watch this first because you will have the whole movie spoiled for you. So even the best stunt, the Silence of the Lambs thing, you'll have that spoiled for you. You know, that's in my opinion, one of the funniest parts in Jackass movie history. You know, so yeah, I don't know. Do you think that's a good sort of call to make?
Definitely.
Cool. Well, we're going to go into a little bit of trivia, but the problem is there is no trivia on this movie yet because it's so new. So what I've decided to do is it's been long enough that we haven't checked the trivia in Jackass Forever's IMDb page, and there should be little tidbits in there about the behind-the-scenes process of the scenes from scenes in this movie, or some trivia that's come out since about maybe possibly this movie. So I don't know. What are your thoughts? You got a good idea?
I am down with that.
Cool. So Jackass Forever. Let's go into it. Trivia. Now I'm going to try and only look through this and see what's been put up that is, you know, in this movie itself for 4.5. So let's have a look. Spike Jonze directed the entire opening sequence of Jackass Forever.
That is one thing that the amount I appreciate that opening scene so much more after knowing the effort that was put into that, and the money.
I have to say that too, man. Is that I actually said that to my dad afterwards, which I really enjoyed watching that part, and I found that really interesting because I love watching behind the scenes and the making of certain movies and stuff, and it was fun seeing the work that they put in. Like even like Steve-O in the porta potty getting spun around and stuff, like all of it was really interesting and made me go, fuck, like this was epic, this starting, yeah. So still going through this. I'm okay. No, I can't see anything. This is really hard, man. The opening sequence cost a total of $3 million.
Fuck.
$3 million.
They literally, when they said every time his mouth opened, millions poured out, was quite literal. Like,
it's ridiculous, huh? What? This is weird. Okay, no. So, and I'm having a look through the spoiler bits. I still can't see much left. Aaron was in a room with a bear. No, blah, blah. So, that really looks like that's it, man. We haven't really got much more we can talk about with trivia.
Camera guy spewed 6 times in this movie, which was a record.
We what?
There we go. You have it first here from Loud Media Trivia. I can't remember his name, but the camera guy that vomits spewed the most in this movie.
Yes, he did. He spewed 6 times in this movie compared to 4 times in the whole, or 3 times in the whole history of filming the other movies. So he upped his game in this one. So what I'm wanting to do is get this up ASAP, and I know we usually run a little bit longer. So now that we've given you our review, we're going to give you our final thoughts of the movie and sort of like how many stars we give it out of whatever, and if it's worth your time. Alan, what do you think?
On a scale of Mobius to 5, I would give it a solid 3.5.
I would give it a 3 out of 5. And I would say, yes, it's worth your time to watch it, only if you've seen the original.
Yeah, it's very much a supplement.
It's very much an added extra to that movie. So don't do it to yourself. Don't do it the wrong way.
It feels like now that you obviously don't go out, you don't see it that often that you go out and buy a DVD and get your bonus disc because it's just jam-packed full of shit. This is that extra disc that you would buy if you bought Jackass Forever.
Well, Jackass Forever apparently is where that stuff is leaked from that I have. The deleted scenes from that so I've got all the added extras from that. So, which, you know what, a lot of them were even better than what's in 4.5. But obviously, if you want to see that stuff, you'll have to splurge to get the extra content, I guess, because I don't think that content will. It is up on YouTube apparently. But broken up into bits to avoid copyright infringement, I'm fairly sure. So go check that out if you'd like to. Yes, go see this or watch this on Netflix if you like Jackass and you've seen Jackass Forever. If you do like Jackass and you haven't seen it, do not watch it. So yeah, that's my.
You're going to ruin the experience of Jackass Forever if you watch this.
No, don't do it. You ruin it. So. That is basically our review. A very quick one, but we have already released a ranked and reviewed episode today. So this week, sorry. So yeah, we worked a bit of overtime. I'm happy we got this done. So the last thing I want to finish on with you, Alan, is at a later point, do we want to come back to the other 0.5s and put them in a ranking with the Jackass movies because we want to rank them against the Jackass movies, or do we want to do just the 0.5s as a separate series?
I was actually going to suggest this myself. I reckon we do a rank and review standalone of the 0.5s.
So it'll be its own series. Yep.
Yeah.
Kind of be our only return series so far, you know? So
yeah. Dramatic.
Cool. All right. Well, we'll work that out, and then we can always put this into that later. But this will be
between Halloween and Barbie.
We could do that, so I'm sure.
It'll be in 3 years' time that we get finished. So.
I mean, it will only be 3 weeks of content. And you know what? We could probably do these movies in gaps we have randomly, and probably fit the next 3 in over 1 or 2 weeks if we really had to, because they're not that demanding to watch. So, yeah, cool. Well, everyone, we hope you have enjoyed our very as quick as possible impressions on Jackass reviewed. Next week, it's a movie that I said I wasn't going to watch at the start because I was stuck in my ways, and I've decided to give it more of a chance, and that is Uncharted. So we're going to be doing Uncharted next week. What do you think about that, man?
I am going to watch an action movie, and I'm okay with that.
And I'm letting you know because I've already watched it. I've already watched an action movie, and I'm okay with that, I guess.
I'm going to watch Spider-Man with no powers and Marky Mark.
Yeah. Anyways, after that as well.
Well, that is Marky Mark, right? I'm sure it is.
I don't know. That's a good question. We'll look into that.
What song did he do?
So we're doing Uncharted, and then that would mean that's next Tuesday. So we're looking at Okay. Then we're doing, after that, we have nothing up until Jurassic World Dominion. So maybe we could fit a Jackass 0.5 somewhere in there. What do you think?
It sounds good to me.
Cool. We'll work it out. And also, by the way, we've got Uncharted coming up. Then we've got Jurassic World Dominion. This is all in stone. There might be more added soon. And then after that, we're back to our Batman ranked and reviewed series with the Dark Knight trilogy. So we will see you then. As usual, I'm your host, Tomye West. And as always, the guy that's joined me, the Xbox maniac, Master Chief himself, Alannis Maximus. And remember, if you haven't subscribed, liked, or shared, you're a jackass, man.
I
love you. See you all. Love you. Bye. Love you.